I really don't think this is going to be a long one today, but I kind of wanted to just like, I was struggling coming up with a topic because we have so many teammates who are in different phases of their business and in different just seasons. And so I was kind of thinking yesterday, I was like, what am I going to talk about tomorrow morning? And then I thought, like, what a great opportunity to kind of share some things, like some tidbits, but also give you guys a space to like just ask questions, because I feel like we don't always get these like little powwows to, it's normally just me barking, like me talking, or if we have a guest speaker, them sharing. But I think I think this is a great opportunity to just like share some questions and answers, because sometimes that's what holds us back, is the fear of not having something, the fear of not knowing something, or having a question that we just are unsure of. But before we get super kick started, I want to just kind of like share some um, just some quick tidbits, exciting things team wide. One, we are in the final week of being a 5-star team, and then after that, so we just have a couple little holes to fill up, but they're all super, super simple holes. I'm sure that this glow and go event will just fill this right up. But I'm super, super excited. Like, I have no doubt in my mind, like every single thing that needs to be just corrected, it's all like it will happen. And I don't know, it's just really exciting. And I've just been so honored to like be on this journey. I remember when I held my 1-star, not last summer, but the summer before, I remember it being such a stressful 6 weeks. And so coming upon this and thinking about 5-star, about 2 months ago when we knew we were getting kind of close, I remember like already carrying a lot of anxiety of like, oh my gosh, I remember how stressful 1-star was. How stressful is 5-star going to be? And it really just made me nervous. And one thing that you guys have done is you have allowed this to really go off without many hitches. And that's because you guys are dedicated and taking ownership to your businesses, and you're running a solid, you have a solid foundation. And that in turn was like really something special over these last 6 weeks, that I haven't had this like insane anxiety that I was expecting. And I haven't been like, just, I don't know, Zane might differ, but I thought I was just going to be a mega, for this last 6 weeks. And I just feel like we've gone into this with a lot of calm. And I think that's just a big reflection on you guys as our team. So super excited about that. Many celebrations to come. I'll let you know like kind of the details of what we're going to try to do, but it will be happening. And then, the next step is become an elite team. But guys, we're already more than halfway there point wise, in the sense I've been tracking the points to be an elite. I mean, because to be an elite team, you have to be a 5-star team. So we're just checking off another box. My goal for us is to have elite locked in by July, and I have no doubt in my mind that it will happen. What gets us those points are you guys hitting Success Club, me helping new coaches get their first points on the board, and everyone producing volume. And the event that we're going to be doing on Monday will really check off that box of the volume production. So let me kind of just shift gears and talk about that. So I'm calling it an event, but more or less it's just the place where we're just going to kind of keep track of who's going to be in the running for getting being entered in the $100 raffle. So what I'm doing is, yesterday I shared out my newsletter, and I send a newsletter out every Friday. It is not something you need to do as a coach. I just decided that this past year I wanted to kind of do something a little bit extra, as I do this full time. I wanted to kind of lean in and just have something else to serve my clients, as my business is growing. I'm getting a lot more clients, and I'm not always there to be able to check in one-on-one with the ones who kind of fade off. And so that's why I do the email part. But yesterday I sent out an email, and I just explained what the Glow and Go was. I explained, everyone knows what my sunshine syrup is that follows me. And so I just explained like, hey, we're getting a new flavor of sunshine syrup. And so I'm let them know that if they're a discount coach, that they can get it for this price. If they're a customer, they can get it for this price. As for the event, we're only going to put the discount coaches and working coaches in the raffle for the Target gift card. I feel like it will just be more easy to keep track of everybody, and because it does benefit the team in a sense of for our goal for elite and ranking and things like that, I would rather give the $100 to someone who has taken the initiative to lean in and be a discount coach or a working coach. So we're just going to limit it at that. Obviously, customers get that discount coach or coach an extra drawing. So if you guys have, so if Olivia, I'm just calling you out because I can see your face. If Olivia buys the Glow and Go, that'll be one entry for her. But then if she has maybe 3 customers that buy the Glow and Go for the $75, that'll be 3 more entries for her. So I'm going to do like a ring the bell in the event on the team page. If you haven't seen the event on the team page, you just open up Team Grind and Shine, and then there's a button that says events. It should be there, right there, Glow and Go, and you can make sure I'll have a post that's like a ring the bell, and then just anytime you have a discount coach, you'll just put their name and then their coach ID. If they've purchased, you can see on your share cart when they've purchased. And then if you have a customer, just put second entry and then your name and your coach ID. That way I can kind of keep track of everyone in the downline. So should be fun, should be exciting, simple. Everyone is loving collagen, or everyone is wanting to try collagen. That's what I'm seeing, is a lot of people are like, oh, I've been wanting to try that. And then they're now using this opportunity to get the new flavor. Just a quick question, or quick thing, because I'm sure you'll encounter this. Anytime there's a new flavor, people want samples. I don't do samples simply because people don't invest in samples. I don't know how many times in the beginning I used to send out samples, and then I would check in with them and they'd be like, oh, I haven't tried it, or oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. And so I don't spend the time. Why? Because Beachbody has the 30-day money back guarantee. So that's what I always tell them. Like, hey, because they're like, what if I don't like it? Because when you're talking about flavor, people are fearful of that. And I'll say, oh, well, no problem. If you buy it and you hate it, Beachbody will let you return it in 30 days and you'll get 100% back. I was like, even if the tub is empty, they will take it back. So if you get kickback about the flavor with Energize, just explain that to them and let them know that they're not out anything if they don't like it. Okay, so let's kind of dig into the questions. I only had one posted in the group. It was a really great question, and I think it might spark some of you guys having any questions. So the first thing, Ashley Fletcher asked, she's one of our newer coaches, and so she's struggling with finding her way to make Shakeology. And so right now she's kind of feeling like, I don't like Shakeology. Am I not going to be able to run this business because I don't like Shakeology? And I love this question because I think that's a fear of everybody, is like, oh, well, I don't like this, so I don't think I can support this. And I really stress to you guys to really understand that this isn't about you. This is about our journey and how we get to share it. I will tell you, for the longest time, I hated strawberry Shakeology. Strawberry is not my jam. However, the other day I discovered a flavor like mixture with it that I absolutely love. So I'm like admitting I was wrong, and it's okay. But one time this happened to me a couple years ago when we launched 2B Mindset. I started with 2B Mindset, or I started with Ultimate Portion Fix. And when 2B Mindset came out, I leaned into it and I found that it wasn't the meal plan right for me. I took advantage of it, but I was watching so many other coaches find so much success with this. And I was struggling to figure out how I worked to, like, how I helped people with 2B Mindset when it didn't work for me. And so I reached out to my corporate mentor, at that time was Mary Day, and I asked her that. I said, Mary, 2B Mindset doesn't work for me. Ultimate Portion Fix works for me. And she said these amazing words. And she said, but it doesn't mean it won't work for some of your clients. And I think that's really important to think about with our products. If Shakeology if you haven't found your magic recipe yet with Shakeology and it's not working for you, that doesn't mean it's up to us to hide it from someone else who it might work for. Shakeology works for me in the sense of my digestive system. Not to get like too personal, but like when I was in the thick of really struggling and not in a lot of control of my endometriosis flare-ups, Shakeology really helped me stay regular. And I think that's important to think about with our products. For example, Power Greens. I hate veggies, but I also am not a big fan of adding the Power Greens into my Shakeology because it doesn't taste, it changes the taste. Zane drinks Power Greens or puts Power Greens in his Shakeology every single day. He doesn't care about the taste. He thinks I need it. He knows he's getting an extra serving of veggies. Does it prevent me from sharing with people about Power Greens? Absolutely not. I tell them the benefits. I tell them that it does alter the taste a little bit, but I let them be the decider of that. And that's how I think you can come into this business and still run a successful business, even if not all of our products are for you. Because just because they're not for you and just because they might not change your life in that avenue, Beachbody is helping you in one way or another, but it's up to us as coaches to show everybody that there's options for them and that our journeys aren't all going to look alike. Our journeys will be different. We have different goals, we have different tastes, and we have different abilities to focus on our journey, but that doesn't mean the products won't help someone else. So I think that's something really important to kind of come in with your mindset. Like, I'm finding that it's not working for me in this sense, but this might help you for this, or I have other people on my team. Don't think for a second that you can't share our team's testimonies. So oh yeah, Rachel, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Rachel, that's a good point. Shakeology can also be done in different ways from, the energy balls. I love that. Great suggestion, Rachel. Caitlin Travinsky makes a mean pumpkin spice Jello jiggler. I don't know how she did it, but it was bomb. So freaking good. But yeah, there are a lot of different recipes. And if you go in the Beachbody blog, there's a lot of recipes on that too, of just different ways to mix it up and be creative with it. Great suggestion. So that's kind of my way on how I feel. Okay, any ideas on how to motivate clients to continue to drink the shake monthly, even with the cost? Yeah. So one thing I've found is letting them know that it doesn't have to be a make or break. Like, so for me, I have everyone come in with a challenge pack. I have learned that, how do I word this? Okay, we can all run our businesses how we want. So I think everyone kind of had that ownership. But how do I word this correctly? Okay, I'm just gonna share it to you guys transparently. Okay, I have seen many different people in Beachbody kind of run their groups of, if you don't order Shakeology, you can't come in my group. I don't run my business like that. I run my business with, you need a challenge pack to get in my group because it's going to give you the best results and I want you to lean into your business. Lean into your health journey. However, you don't need to continue ordering if you don't want to. But here's what I've found. The more that I talk about the value of it for me, and the more that I share like different varieties of how to make it, it kind of generates the FOMO that keeps people wanting to drink it. Or if in a challenge group, I will share like, how is this, I haven't done this for a little while, but like sometimes I'll be like, what's your favorite way to make this? Or I'll stress about how we don't like it all the same way. Or I posted one way, like actually a couple weeks ago, like all the different varieties of the bases. And so what I've learned is people respect being able to have a choice, and people stick around longer by knowing that they get to take ownership in their health journey. Okay, and here's what I'm trying to say without trying to offend anyone or like talk about people who run their businesses differently. What I have found is people who might not continue Shakeology with me every single month they stick around longer. Actually, they stick around and they recommit. So like when my bod renewals are happening, I have my clients converting to challenge packs so that they can get another bag. I think it's more about us just showing them the possibilities and showing them versus dropping them because they couldn't keep up. And so letting them know like that the shake is the best way to put in that nutrients if they're struggling, but also letting them know there's other ways that they can commit through Beachbody to kind of keeping them on board, keeping you making income, keeping your business thriving. So just showing like the variety of, okay, Shakeology maybe it's a little bit too expensive this month, and you're struggling with motivation or energy. Well, have you looked into, Energize, or just kind of having that variety? So I think there's a thin line. It just comes down to being a product of the product, showing people, what it does for you, and really using your challenge groups to like let people freely talk about it, but also show that we spend a lot more money in other areas of life than they can think that Shakeology is expensive. It is expensive if you believe it's expensive, but also we can show them that they're probably spending more money on junk too in other areas. It's just they see the instant price tag versus breaking it down to the day by day. So does that kind of answer your question? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I feel like I went all over the place trying not to offend. Any ideas on how to get people to want to sign up for challenge packs? I have a lot. Okay. Yeah. Great question. Reagan, if you believe in the value of the challenge pack, they will feel your energy 100%. I am so upfront and honest with my people. And it doesn't mean that every people leans in and is like, okay, Lauren, I understand what you're saying, but I really break down the money to them. I tell them how much money they're like, I am upfront. I'm like, girl, you're going to waste money if you do the 3 months, because 3 months of on demand only gets them on demand, and it gets them on demand for $120 for the year. So if they continue it 3 by 3 by 3, they're spending $120 and only getting online access. The same goes for the 6-month one. I think it comes down to like $110. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't know. I don't even know the price of the 6-month one because I don't even offer it. And so one thing I'm super intentional about is breaking down the value of the $160 pack, which right now is $140, which if you're a new coach is $130. So they're getting basically a bag of Shakeology for if they were doing the 3-month one, they'd be paying $120 anyway. So $10 for the whole year, $10 more for the whole year and a bag of Shakeology. But I'm going to send you my actual script because people are visual. So if you say, oh, I'm sorry, don't be alarmed by this cost. Like, I'm sorry that it appears to be so much, then they're going to believe that. Which challenge pack is that? The challenge pack that's $140 is the all access one right now. It's on sale for $20 off. Okay, this is exactly what I send and then what I'm telling them now is this price will remain the same if you want the 10 rounds. However, if you're not wanting to do 10 rounds yet, we can get you even $20 off more, $20 cheaper. But what this does is instead of them seeing the words, oh, well, we can get you set up for the year for $160, and they see $160 and their eyes bulge out of their heads, or you can show them you get the year, which it's now 1,400 workouts now that we have all the new 10 rounds and morning meltdown, all that. I haven't updated that, but the year, they're seeing the cooking show for Fixate. They're getting the customizable meal plans, the portion containers. I add those in separately. That's why my price says $170, because I tack those on. Online trackers, coaching, year access to accountability groups, 30 days to the superfood. So then they see all that they're getting, and then $160 or $140 doesn't seem as overwhelming, because when you know, I don't know, have you ever left Target and your bill was $130 and you're leaving with like a teeny tiny bag and you're like, what did I just spend that on? Well, if you don't kind of have that connection to know the value, that's how they feel when you say, what, a gym membership for a year, $160? I mean, people go to Orange Theory, not to call out a name, but I just know this company, this is how they work. Orange Theory is $130 a month for having their workouts that you have to schedule, and then if you miss it, you don't get reimbursed. Like, so this is a whole year matched up for the $130. Inviting still scares me to death. Any tips? I literally do the vitals except fighting. Absolutely. For me, whenever it starts to scare me, and don't think for a moment that I don't still sometimes get up in my feels or get anxious when I send invites, but I 100% take a moment before I send out my invites and I think about what this has done for me. And I think that I would be selfish if I kept this to myself. If there was a deal going, like if there was a big, okay, I've got an example. This is going to sound so cheesy, but it's the only thing I can think of to really like connect. But one day, our town, Charleston, I'm a big mac and cheese person. Like, I love me some mac and cheese. So for the past 5 years, Charleston has had this mac and cheese cook-off, and I don't know about it until people start posting about it on their Facebook. And I remember every year I kept telling Zane, nobody told us about the mac and cheese festival. Why did we not know about this? Like, I would have totally gone. And this past year I got to go because I tracked that puppy. I put that thing in my calendar a year out, but I never knew about it. And I think our health groups, our boot camps are just like that. We have to remember what it's done for us and how upset someone, like, we might be preventing someone from changing their life. It is not up to us to decide someone else's fate. It is up to us to show them the door. And so when I'm sending out my invites, I don't think of, oh, this might not be a good time for her to hear this invite, or what if she might get upset? I think, no, if it's the right time for her, she's going to see my invite and she's going to appreciate it, because it's not up to me to keep that from her or him. And that's how I share it. And so whenever I get my feels, or whenever I saw, would maybe see somebody talk about, I don't know, you know how people are on social media, sometimes something will just catch in, like, are they talking about me? I get into that mental space of, I can change someone's life. All I have to do is just ask them, let them know. It's not up for me to decide if they say yes or no. It's up for me to let them know that's happening. And that's all. If you're just thinking of it as, I'm just letting them know that my group is happening and that they're welcome to come, it's up to them to say yes or no. I have no doing on that part. And so I think if you think of it like that, and you're just opening the door for them, they decide if they walk through. All right. Let's see. Okay, did that help, Rachel? I hope so. Thank you. Yes, you're right. Yeah, and honestly, Rachel, teacher grammars are the worst. For the people who are supposed to be lifting people up and motivating and non-bullying, they are the biggest bullies of health and wellness. And I honestly think it stems from unhappiness. The only people who are mean people are unhappy people, and it's okay. I sometimes get a little bit spicy. I've had a couple people that on their Instagram, they follow me daily, they watch my stories daily, but it'll say, don't invite me to your group, or I don't do MLMs, or I don't want to buy your product. Sometimes I invite them just because the heck of it. They just need a little bit of positivity in their life. I just know what this can do. I know what this can do for people. And yes, people have entire highlights about it. I think those are the people you got to remove from your life. Those aren't your people. There's people who on my Facebook have bashed Beachbody, and it's just because they haven't come with they haven't, I feel bad for them because their experience wasn't good. We actually have a new teammate. I don't think she's on here. I can't tell who's on the iPhone, but we have a new teammate, Randy. She doesn't have Facebook, but she was opening up to me the other day about how she actually did Beachbody, and she was really done wrong with it because there wasn't passion behind it. There wasn't like life changers behind it. And that's why, is that Randy? I was wondering if that was you, but she was just talking and sharing with me about how, it really depends on your experience with this. And some people don't experience it the same way, but it's up to us to show them the right way. It's up to us to show them that we truly are here to help people and that we're changing our own lives. Nobody needs to see me fixing my hair. All right. Okay. So I think, the people who are putting it on blast and the people who just don't agree with it, those just aren't your people. And honestly, I don't want to surround myself with those people anyways. Okay, Kathy, I enjoy listening to Xavier talk about self in this. Oh yeah, absolutely. Sharing your story. If you have haters, you're doing something right. Except I block on mine. All right. Let me see. Okay. Message people who are watching you say. Okay, you guys were just giving suggestions. Perfect. I love it. All right. Any other questions or just kind of things? I'm here like open book. Like we can talk income. We can talk anything. Anything that has been on your heart or is stopping or not stopping you, but like putting some like hesitation.
Remind me of all the Success Club ways, like you.
How to earn?
Yeah.
So for me, I might not be 100%. Okay. If you look in the FAQ, we'll break it down. There's a couple one-pointers. Those are the ones that get me that I'm like, oh, I don't remember. Okay. So any challenge pack is 2 points. So for me, when you guys see like my numbers, bless you, when you see my numbers this month, I want you to know at least 15 of those Success Club points are from my people from last May who, instead of renewing their Beachbody, canceled their Beachbody and bought a challenge pack. Because I was like, hey girl, like, don't pay the $99. Get yourself a challenge pack and get yourself some Shakeology or Energize and Recover for 40 more bucks. And they're like, oh heck yeah. And then I'm like, oh, by the way, if you want to tack on $20 more, you can do 10 rounds. And they're like, actually I've had a couple, they're like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. So I shared that last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago. That's been huge for the Success Club points. And then if you have a new client who purchases something of 90 PV, so that would be like if you have a new client that just buys Shakeology, but puts the Shakeology on Home Direct, that is 1 point. And then if you have a new coach, if that new coach in the same month of their sign up purchases something on Home Direct, you get 1 or 2 Success Club points from that. And then Beachbody is starting doing the retention points again for next month. We'll see how this goes with all the shipping issues. But if you have someone who started with you in May and then they make a purchase in June, you will get 1 Success Club point for every 5, was it 200? Every 200 PV. Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, for every 200 PV. So that kind of breaks it down. If you've ever been curious about your Success Club points, when you go in your back office on the dashboard, if you click Success Club, and then if you click Success Club and then you break down your points, and then you can actually click those numbers and see who you got the points from. It'll show you which orders. Yes, PV Queen, I love it. All right. I work in a hospital of 1,000 people. I've invited so many that I run into every day. I know they saw my invite, guess me. Yes, I love that. Yeah, I have someone who just the other day joined in with me that has been ghosting me for 2 years. She was interested 2 years ago and then just had a change of heart. Um, and then last Saturday she's like, that's it. I'm ready. I got to do this. Like I'm done messing around. And that's why it's so important for us to keep showing up, because those people who aren't ready yet, they're never not ready because of us. And it's never, we are very self-absorbed people, not we as in coaches, but we as in human beings. We think everything is about us, and in reality everything is about the person who is experiencing it. So when we send an invite, we think, oh, they didn't answer me because of this, when in reality they might not answer you because they're like, I'm not ready to do that. Like, I can't, I'm afraid, or I'm fearful, or my health isn't there, or, I'm whatever reasons. It's never about us. It's always about them. Um, a lot of time. Hold on. Sorry. I'm reading. Yeah. I'm this Caitlin skipping platforms, like bouncing from Facebook and Instagram is huge.
Yeah, I was just going back to like Rachel's question,
Mhm.
basically giving her some motivation.
Mhm.
Because I'll sit in the car and send my invites, and I'll get to like 10 or so, and maybe I'll see somebody that I've invited before that I'm scared to invite. And I just like stop there for the day and regroup, and it helps a lot for the
Yeah.
next day. But I see people I invite every single day because I'm
Yeah.
inviting people I work with.
Yep.
And the hospital is big, and I see them in the hallway, and I'm like, hi. Like, and you don't want to like just, I
Like,
think
did you get my message?
they only see Beachbody when they see me, but like
Yeah.
I don't feel that way. Like honestly,
Right.
sometimes I forget if I even invited them because I
Yeah.
just invite everybody. So
Exactly.
I can easily like most of the time go about my day, but I
Yeah.
think they're just like, oh, there's that girl that I didn't
I didn't miss.
respond to.
No, one time I went through Chick-fil-A drive-thru and the girl was like, I follow that girl on Facebook. I heard it in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. I was like, yeah, welcome to West Virginia. Smallest world ever. Okay, that's a good point. Any update on the shipping? My shake came out on Thursday. Okay, yes. So what I'm gathering from the shipping, poor Carl has come on a couple times, is right now everything is so delayed with COVID. I mean, if you've even, Amazon Prime is even delayed. I had someone on my Facebook was like, "Is Prime giving us our money back? Cause ain't nothing coming out." I think it's what I've heard with Beachbody and the shakes is they're coming, but they're like a 7 to 10 delay. So I'm just messaging my people that reach out, and I'm like, it's on its way, I promise. But what Beachbody's not doing is they're not charging until if you're on HG, they're not charging until it's shipped. So I had a customer, a new one, reach out to me. She's like, nothing came out of my bank. I'm like, no, Beachbody's doing that out of respect because they can't charge you until it's shipped. For the Recover and Energize, it is out of stock, but not Energize, but Recover is. And so they're not adding on any new orders yet, but word is on Monday it will be back. And Carl, in this one video I watched, said that maybe it was the National Wake Up Call, but he said like in the next week things should be getting back to normal. I think what happened with Beachbody is, one, we're shipping food essentially, in the middle of a pandemic, and I think their guidelines had to really change, their factory and all that. And then two, Beachbody blew up during this pandemic because what we can offer, people working out from home, and it really just changed the course. And Beachbody could have never seen the height, of what this was doing, like of what this could do for people. Didn't expect that we were going to have such an influx, but at the same time also wasn't ready product wise, because their product, their warehouses are filled with what their normal orders look like. And then when this happened, it sent orders through the roof, which is great. It's great for business. But if you think about some of these like boutiques that like launch when they have their new, I know for me, like right now, I love those dang tie-dye sweatsuits. Well, those things were gone like in minutes, and then now like everyone's on a pre-order type basis, and that's kind of what was happening with Beachbody, except we, they weren't taking new orders until they could fulfill it. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, within the next couple weeks, things will go back to normal. Just let them know that just apologize. I think I've learned the best thing is apologize. It's COVID. We're all trying the best that we can. And so far, everyone's been pretty understanding. I did have a lead message me the other day, though, not yelling, frustrated because her 3-day refresh hadn't come. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't even know you, but I'll see what I can do. I'll try. So, very upset. I've just learned when people are upset, you just keep apologizing, and it makes them feel better. All right, any other questions?
I do have one more.
Go for it.
Are our measurements from the last challenge group lost?
No, they're back there. You just have to go to the date that you posted it.
In tracking or just in the
In
app?
tracking.
Because I don't see mine, but I might do it on the computer and see if I can find it that way.
Okay, yeah. From what I've read, I didn't put in measurements. I just put in photos. But from what I've read, that if you go back to the date, you might have to delete your app and have you done that at all?
I think so, but
Okay.
I'll go on the computer later. I just didn't know if you had I was going to ask it earlier and I thought I would just ask it here, but.
Yeah. Oh, Jean. Okay, I love this question because you guys are going to laugh at me so hard. Okay, so how lately I have been marketing, I should actually have Zane come in here, discount coach versus a working coach. So, and I am not even kidding on how I explain this. I get on my audio. Zane gave me this idea, and it was so perfect in the sense of like making people feel comfortable with it. And I have had more people be welcome and open to the discounting. Oh, hey there. I'm going to get Zane in here. So here's how I explain it. So I'll say there's 2 ways we can sign you up. Like, one is to be a discount coach, or actually lately I'm going to be even more just kind of like pushy. When we were pushing for rank and I was really pushing to get my second business center to diamond, I didn't even ask. I'd say, okay, Kaylin, I'm going to sign you up today as what's called our discount coach. What this means is you're just going to be saving the most money if you want to continue these products. It is no big deal if you want to cancel it in a month, but I would rather you be signed up for this right now. That way, if you choose that you love Energize and you love the products, you're already locked into the 25% discount. And then usually they'll be like, I don't have to coach though, right? What I then explain is the way the discount coaching works is as if someone, and I usually laugh, like I'm very much myself when I explain this in my audio. So I'm usually like super silly about it. I explain, my husband came up with this analogy and it's so spot on. I said, so imagine you're at a concert and someone walks up to you and says, if your name is Gary, your name's going to be Gary today and I'm going to give you these VIP tickets. And if you say your name is Gary, even though your name's not Gary, we're going to go let you get in the front row. Well, that's kind of how the discount coach, you're going to say you're a coach, but you don't have to coach. We're just doing it to get the discount. You don't have to do anything. And I'll tell you, I've had more people be like, I had this one girl and I was like, she's my people. She messaged me back with a gift that said, hi, I'm Gary. And no lie, it was a guy named Gary. I was like, yes, that's it. So just really being authentic, explaining that you are here to help save them money versus, people are always fearful they're getting got. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, wait, no, like, you're trying to sucker me in a corner here. That's what people are very fearful of. And so I'm just very much, I explain that myself. And then another thing I do is I explain that my father-in-law, especially to people who know my father-in-law is like, motorcycle rider. He's got a long gray braid down. Like, he is no Beachbody coach. He drinks Shakeology every single month though, and he is a discount coach. And so I'll be like, if you guys know Mike is a Beachbody coach, but he ain't coaching anybody. And so that's just, I'm really just expressive in how I explain that they don't have to do anything, but I want them to get the best savings. And then when I talk about the cancellation, I say if you decide that it's not for you, it's a simple form to cancel and you'll be opted out and you don't have to worry about anything. And I'll usually then even stress it's easier to cancel this than it is your Suddenlink, which is our cable company. If they sign up as a discount coach, do they have to keep Coach Office and pay monthly? Okay, so they do have to keep the coaching fee unless they're military. If they're military, so I have a couple of discount coaches that they don't even pay the coaching fee because they're military. And so what they'll do then, but if not, the savings is still there. And I'm going to post, hold on, I'm going to post a graphic in the event for this team. Well, it might go away. I'm going to post a graphic in our team page. I have a couple of graphics that show that they're still saving even with the discount or even with the coaching fee. Because it breaks down the what's the word I'm thinking of? Hold on, I actually have a couple graphics I'll share. Hold on, I'm posting it right now. Graphics from Team Call Chat. And just showing people that the savings is still there is super helpful. Yes, and then here is a great script that Caitlin shares for in the chat for letting people when they have their options. Again, I don't.
And I took that from Lauren, so.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm a little bit more forceful now because especially like when we're pushing for ranks and stuff, I'm like, nope, you're going to do the discount. But I do then give them a choice. And in my Google form, I compare the discount coach I compare the discount coaching opportunity to like Amazon Prime. You know, I pay $99. I think it's even more for Amazon Prime throughout the year. And if you kind of break that down, that's essentially what our coaching fee is, you know. And in this case, they're guaranteed all discounts. I mean, and look at the one right now with Collagen and Energize together, like down to $57 or $56 and no shipping. Like that is awesome. But compared to the $75 that a customer has to pay. So there's just a lot of perks with it. And again, always find out if they're military because then they don't even have to pay the coaching fee. Sorry if you guys can hear Zane watching TikTok in there. He's become hooked. All right. Any other questions? This was a good call, guys. I love this. I think it's needed. Everyone just like, you know, every once in a while just stop and like have a place where we can just ask and share. Anything? All right. Let's get I'm going to get a quick boomerang. John, I got to know, what'd you think about White Claws?
Well, the lime one was okay. The black cherry went down the drain.
I don't like black cherry. Mango's good.
I've got the mango left, so I'll do it later today. Well, like tonight. Who am I kidding?
I'll
do it later today.
I'm the only one that likes grapefruit. I love the grapefruit.
I haven't had that one.
I don't think there's grapefruit in Canada.
Chiming in.
That wasn't an option.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mango's Kelsey's favorite.
It is. I love the mango.
Yeah.
I'm not a White Claw girl, so.
I just like alcohol.
I want to try the new.
You'll take it in any form.
I want to try the new Corona ones.
Oh, I haven't had
Google's
those.
made one. I'm afraid
I
to
haven't looked
try.
super hard, but I have